Hi, class 9. How are you doing? So it's great to be back. So I'm going to do today one story with you of in English. It's written by Vaikom Muhammad Bashir. Okay. So it's from Beehive. So Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, he was a writer. It's about the snake and the mirror. Okay. So, just to brief you up, Vaikom Muhammad Bashir was fondly known as Bepore Sultan, was an Indian independence activist and writer of Malayalam literature. Born 21st January 1908, Thalayola Parambu, died 5th July 1994 at Bepore. Spouse is Fabi Bashir, and movies is Mathilukal, Bhargavi Nilayam, Balaya Lakshaki, and much more. Awards, he got the Valathol Award, Mutatu Varke Award, Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship Award, Kerala State Film Award for Best Story. So, very renowned person. So, this story was actually again translated by from Malayalam to the language which we are reading in, translated from Malayalam to English by V. Abdullah. So there may be some changes when there are translations. The writer tries to keep the actual feel of the story, but sometimes it gets changed. But we have to adjust with it. We have to understand. Okay. So Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, Malayalam literature, so there's going to be a bit difference. He was an Indian writer, obviously. So now what happens is the snake and the mirror. Now do we every day look ourselves, we look into ourselves in the mirror, right? What do we think about at such times? Have we ever seen a dog, a cat, or a bird look into a mirror? What do you think it sees? It's a humorous story about a doctor, a snake, and a mirror. Like I look into the mirror, I see if my hair is all right or not. You see, I always touch my hair, I do my hair. I'm very conscious about my hair because I have that. I love my hair very much. I'm very attached to it. So I'm always very conscious. When I look into the mirror, I don't look at my face so much. God has given me dark color, I love it. I'm very proud of my color and the way I am. I am what I am, so I'm very proud of it. But I look into the mirror, I see if my hair is on. The first thing hits me my hair. Many people are there, they look this side, they look that side. When we go to the mirror, we try to see what. A mirror will not say lies. Whatever you are, it's going to show you. Mirror does not say any lies, right? So, if the mirror could say lies, there might have been many people more happier than us in the world around. So it's like that. It's a story about a snake and a mirror and a doctor. Has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra? All of us fell silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we were discussing snakes. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with his tale. Have you ever faced a snake? I have faced many snakes in life. My childhood, when the place where I lived in a church, we had huge gardens there and there were a lot of snakes. And there was one cobra also there where it said that it's called that snake which stays there and it doesn't go anywhere. So you're not supposed to kill that snake. My father was against killing any animals, any reptile. But I used to kill lizards, hit them with the stone. I had a catapult, pull and hit. Then I had an air gun because I was always into this military thing. So my father bought me an air gun to aim. I am very good at aiming with a gun. I will shoot down and do lot of things which I don't want to tell you. Hit tins, glass bottles and whatnot. But my father taught me, my parents taught me not to kill animals. So I used to never kill. Lizards I used to kill. No one used to stop me. Lizards, frogs always. I used to chase lizards with my motorcycle and kill them. I don't like lizards, so that's my phobia. Maybe I'm wrong, it's not good, but I can't help it. I get very irritated. I'm not scared, I get irritated looking at them. And snakes, there was a snake in our house. He used to sleep on the doorway, it used to sleep on the steps, we used to be casual. It was very like a family thing. We used to go around, used to not bite anybody. The snake charmers used to come to, they used to see that snake or think, they used to talk about it. You have this snake, we won't catch that, it's very holy snake and all that. They used to say, believe. And so we are coming back to the story here. It's inside a homeopathic doctor. They're having a class where a discussion of snakes is being conducted. So the doctor is asking them, has anybody felt a snake around your body anytime? Have felt one. It's very cold. A snake, when you hold it inside your body, it's very cold and it's very strong. It tries to hold up you. It gets scared and it tries to bite you. Never touch a snake. In self-defense it bites. It does not bite knowingly. If you disturb it, it is going to bite. It was a hot summer night, about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. The sound was a familiar one. One could say that the rats and I shared the room. I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. The house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. I had just set up my medical practice and my earnings were merged. Merge means very less, earnings were less, so not so good. So I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. Normally people used to wear coats and dhotis to wear. Doctors always wore a coat, So he was just telling about it. He was not so rich. He was just started his business, very less money. And at that time 60 rupees for a doctor was also quite a lot, but for him it was less. I took off my black coat, white shirt and not so white vest and hung them up. I opened the two windows in the room. It was an outer room with one wall facing the open yard, and it had a tiled roof with long supporting gables that rested on the beam of the wall. There was no ceiling. There was a regular traffic of rats to and fro from the beam. I made my bed and pulled it close to the wall. I lay down, but I could not sleep. I got up and went out to the veranda for a little air. But the wind god seemed to have taken time off. I went back into the room, sat down on the chair. I opened the box beneath the table and took out one book, the Materia Medica. I opened it at the table on which stood the lamp and a large mirror. A small comb lay beside the mirror. One feels tempted to look into the mirror when it is near one. I took a look. In those days I was a great admirer of beauty and I believed in making myself look handsome. I was unmarried and I was a doctor. I felt I had to make my presence felt. I picked up the comb and ran it through my hair and adjusted the parting so that it looked straight and neat. And again I heard the sound from above. It's just like me, I have my hair, I always see when I'm talking also in school, when I'm there it's always my hair. So this person is not very rich, he's just started his business, he's single and he's not yet married. And he's saying that whoever does not look, if there's a mirror, we are going to look into the mirror. Even if we are crossing it, we'll again come back and look, okay, fine, then we'll move. That what happens actually with a mirror. Mirror is so attracting that we always want to see ourselves in it, right? So this is what he was trying to say. He was having a coat, dhoti, and we wear a vest inside, the sando vest which we wear. It's sometimes not so clean. We are never interested in washing it frequently, but we must wash our inner clothes frequently. Like I like my clothes clean, I wash it clean, my vests are very clean. So sometimes it happens, we are traveling or we are working too hard, we forget to wash. So we just wear that same thing and we hang it there. And he had one small bed and a small table on which he had the mirror and that kerosene lamp, and he had a box of Metrica of his homeopathic medicine book. So he was feeling hot, he was just sleeping, and the gable is, this, the houses we have like this, and this part, the difference, this gap, this V gap which is there, this has to be filled. So there is a wall between this and then the main wall comes. It is like this, right? Something like this. So this gap in between has to be filled. This is called a gable. And it had no ceiling, so the roof is like the tiles is, we had talis, which we call brick, red stone tiles. And there were angles inside, maybe bamboo or iron, it's not set. So rats used to go around on the beam, the rods which are there, and where there is rats, there are going to be snakes. If you have a mongoose, that's different. Okay, so I'll come back in the next video.